Well, kia ora, I'm Monique Bradley, your interpersonal communications coach, helping you make your message meaningful. Have you ever been at work and had to do one of those tests? In this instance, I'm talking about learning styles tests. If you have, you will know that you are either kinesthetic, or you are visual, or you are an auditory learner. While that may be true, it just gives you an insight into how you take in information, but actual learning and communication happens in 3 key stages, and we can actually be a unique combination of all learning styles at every different part of that communications process. Let me give you an example. When we input data, we all do it in unique ways. So you could be kinesthetic like me. You don't want anybody to tell you what to do. You don't want to watch a video or read instructions on what to do. You want to be hands-on, trying things, doing quizzes, assembling furniture without reading the instructions. That's how I learn. I'm a kinesthetic input learner. Some people prefer to learn auditory through their auditory senses, so they will listen to a podcast or a speaker or an educator. That's how they best take in information. They love instructions, verbal instructions in the workplace as an example. Or you could be visual, meaning you probably like to read instruction manuals or watch a video on how to do something. That's your unique learning style. Once we've input that data into our beautiful supercomputer brains, we then move to the next stage of the communications process and learning process. This is the processing stage, and this is where our brain starts to unpack that information and it starts to associate meaning with the information that's been taken on board. It's where we start to look at what it means, we can compartmentalize that information and see how it resonates with us and our core values and beliefs. Now, at that stage of the learning process, once again, you could be visual, auditory, or you could be kinesthetic. Here's an example. Somebody I know who is a drummer. He loves to watch videos on drum patterns and what's done. That's his input style. But when it comes to processing, he likes to walk around the house with a pair of air drumsticks in his hand, drumming out those rhythms and inputting or processing that data in his muscle memory. That's how he processes. When I process very differently. I'm actually a visual linguistic processor. What that means is I will see information as if it's written on a piece of paper. I will see words of a script, or I'll actually see, when it comes to music, notation on a score. Some people will recall information via imagery, so they'll see what their kitchen looks like at home, or they'll see what activities need to happen, or they'll see a mind map. Again, that's visual spatial. Or some people will actually hear voices in their head. No, you're not going crazy. Those voices are creating narratives around that information and helping you process that data. Once we've processed the information, the third stage is in fact the output stage. And this shows that the information has come in, been processed, and is ready to be shared. This shows that we're moving towards a stage of confirmation or even mastery of that information. And again, we can be an expression of all different forms of learning styles. So you could be an auditory output like me, meaning I like to talk and share information orally. You may be a kinesthetic, meaning you want to demonstrate that. A lot of children in particular don't necessarily want to tell you what they've been doing, but will demonstrate the steps they've learnt in ballet class as an example. And then finally, you have your visual output communicators. So they're the people who want to send lengthy emails. They don't necessarily want to talk to you, but they might write a book, or they may paint a picture or draw a design of what they're thinking. If you think about the people in your workplace or even in your home, you'll probably notice that we all input, process, and output information differently. And the key to successful interpersonal communication is when we, as the senders of information, understand the input needs of the receiver in front of us. If that resonates with you, if you're struggling with the communication in the workplace or at home, you need to reach out, get in touch. I'll make sure that you learn the information you need to know in the style that you need to input that data, and then we'll process it together and help you have better communication right away. I'm Monique Bradley, your interpersonal communication specialist, helping you make your message meaningful. See you next time.